What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. I am Jay. This is Jay's Life Out Loud, a channel about nothing, but it's about something. Let's get into the video.
There is a big difference between being listened to and being heard. You can be in a relationship, any type of relationship, friendship, a marriage, a relationship between you and relatives, whether it be your son, your daughter, your nephew, your niece, so many different types of relationships that you can have. But within these relationships, even a friendship, there will come times where you may feel that you are not being heard. Just because you sitting and it's two of y'all and you talking and you saying how you feel and what you think and this and that doesn't mean that you're being heard. You ever told somebody that something makes you uncomfortable? And within that time span of you guys talking, you believe, okay, they understand where I'm coming from. Time passes and the same situation comes across and they do the same thing. And you think to yourself, I just told you that makes me uncomfortable. You could have a friend that likes to, when y'all go out to eat, pick in your plate. And you could tell the person, like, dog, don't do that. You know, you my mans and all, but don't play like that. Next time y'all meet up, that person does the same thing. You like, man, what part of you just not hearing what I'm saying to you? So those are the situations that you are being listened to and not heard. It's going in one ear and right out the other. Years ago, I had a coworker who became real cool, older lady, and I knew she had somewhat of a temper, but she had never came at me with it. And she used to be always like, you know, brother this, brother that, this and that. You know, if we're talking to somebody, she'd be like, no, my brother, he don't play that, talking about me. And, you know, when I see her, I'd be like, what up, sis? You know, all those things. And a couple of months into the friendship, because we were just co-workers, before we came a little bit, you know, cooler. So, God damn. So, a couple of months went by, we're cool, no issue. And I had seen her go in on a couple of people. But the wisdom wasn't there to know if she'll do it to them, she'll do it to you. So one day we're working the material, something happens, and I'm like, you know, hey sister, don't tell me this and that, and you don't say I say, wow. So when she got done, I said, okay. Yeah. So I left, went on the way. Within that shift of us working, it was really irritating me. It was really bothering me. It got to me, like my little feelings was a little tampered with. So I went and I talked to her. I said, you know, can I talk to you for a minute? And I think I told this story in another video. And I pulled her to the side and I said, you know, you use that word brother as if we closer than to each other than we are to our counterparts and, you know, the people around us. I said, but when you use that, that means that you hold me to a different standard and I hold you to a different standard, because I won't do you like I do everybody else and you won't do me like you do everybody else. And she broke down and started to cry. She's like, you know, it's one thing that I'm trying to work on is my temper, and it just, when it go, it go. And we got over that, you know. But the thing about it is that if you tell that person that, and then let's say 8 months down the line, they snap on you again. All these situations have to lead you to say, I may have to love you from afar. That's one way to deal with it. Another way is to just cut the person off. I'm not dealing with you at all. Some ways that we as humans deal with it, we ignore it because we love the person, or we're in love with the person, or, you know, or we feel like that person, you know, some of us feel like that person needs us more than we need them, which will put you under really a false narrative. Sometimes we can be in relationships, and with all the best intentions, all the best that you want for the relationship, you can go to that person and say, hey, this, or this, I don't like it. You know, and I know you can fix it, or you can do something about it. Can you, you know, do something so this is not happening, or this situation that's been bothering me, can you do this to change it? And you can give ultimatums, you can do this, you know, can you do it by this time, and whatever the case may be. And in some cases, you can wait till hell freezes over, and that person's not going to change. That person is not going to try to change that situation. Once you see that, it is up to you to make those decisions and choices on what you plan on doing from that point on. Are you going to deal with it, or are you going to leave it alone, or love that person from a distance? But I think the worst thing that you can do in a situation when something is making you uncomfortable, something is hurting your feelings, something is making you feel less than, or feels like it's taken away from the quality of that relationship, or the positivity of that relationship, if that person is not willing to, you know what I'm saying, do something within reason to make it better, you have to make a decision. You know, it's just like if you had a job, and I heard a lady say, if you apply for a position, a higher position, let's say 3-4 times, and they keep telling you no, going with somebody else, it's time. Sometimes it's time to go for another job. You're either gonna go for that job, or you're gonna quiet quit, which is just stand in the position that you are in and just dealing with it until something else comes along. Or you just gonna hand your 2-week notice and say, hey, I'm out, I'm gonna find me something better. And it's the same way with relationships. But you do have them times where, God, maybe this video ain't meant to be made, because I've been stopped twice for somebody trying to get in this building where it clearly say, ring the buzzer to get in. Anyway, yeah, you really have to make those decisions. Like I said, in any type of relationship, friendship, marriage, cousins, uncles, nieces, nephews, co-workers, jobs, whatever it is between you and somebody else, that's some type of ship. You get what I'm saying? Some type of dialogue back and forth. It's up to you on how you handle that situation. Are you gonna stay in that? If it's toxic, are you gonna stay there? If it's disrespectful, are you gonna stay there? Because I don't care how loud you scream, how often you cry, how often you run to that person and say, hey, this is bothering me. Can you do something about it? Or this is bothering me. Can you stop doing this? Or this is bothering me. You know, I need this from you. I give it this to you. I pour into you this way. or this and that. You can have somebody that it's not a serious relationship, but it could be somebody that you work with that you taking home every day. And this person don't never offer no gas. But you tell this person, hey, can you put something on the gas? And they're like, oh, I got you next week. Next week. Oh, I got you next week. You have to make a decision. Whether you're going to keep driving that person back and forth to work. But I'll tell you this here. Don't ever feel like if something is making you uncomfortable, something is on your heart, something is making you feel less than a woman, something is making you feel less than a man, something is making you feel like if you love me, you would do something about it. And you feel like this person is not, reacting like you think that you would do for them. You have to make a decision. It can be a group. I heard a man talk about a church that his mother was going to for 20-something plus years, and she became handicapped, and the church told him, we're not building no ramp just for your mama. But in those 20 plus years, she probably gave enough to build 70 ramps. She stopped going to the church. But also, when a person shows you who they are, by what they don't do, when a person shows you, I hear you loud and clear, but I just don't give a fuck enough to even move on that. You really have to think about that. What are they saying to you? If a group does that to you, what are they saying to you? You got a group of coworkers, y'all laugh together all day long, hee hee ha ha. They go out to the bar, they go out to Tigers game, they go out to football game, but you never get invited. What are they trying to tell you? And you say, damn, y'all, next time y'all go, let me know. I'd have went. The next time come around, the next time, still no invite. They're letting you know that you are not a part of that group, and they could care less if you have a problem with it. You can be in a relationship and somebody love you to a certain point of, okay, this is okay, that's okay, this is okay, but this right here, can you please change this? Can you please do something about this? Even a friendship. And in that part, they be like, I don't love you that much. I'm not going to take it to that extent because I don't feel like I should. Regardless of how you feel and how much they say that they love you, they'll still stand 10 toes down, and I'm not worried about it, Shit, it don't bother me. You walk up the steps, and it's something that they done attached to the steps, and you walking past and it bang your knee, cause or your head, and you like, I'm a little, in my case that rare it happened that somebody is shorter than me, but you could be like, hey, can you lift that up higher because it's busting me in the head. Well, it don't bust me in the head. I love you, but I'm not gonna inconvenience me for you. I love you, but my feelings override yours. I like you, but I like you enough to eat lunch with you and chill with you, but I'm not fucking with you outside of work. We good for that. A lot of these things we see and we feel some type of way, and we won't even address them because sometimes it makes that person angry that you keep bringing it up. Sometimes we bring it up in the what they say the person do, they gaslight you and make you feel like what you saying, your feelings are invalid. It doesn't make sense. Oh, you're crazy. Oh, that doesn't mean that, it means this. And you like, I don't care what you think it means. It's what I'm telling you, how it makes me feel, or whatever the situation, how it affects me. I'm not talking about you or nothing else. I'm just telling you. And after a while, you either gonna accept it or you gonna quit on it. Certain shit you just ain't gonna, you gonna be dead to. It's just like, I watched a video and this guy would get, it was a couple walking and they were showing different scenarios at the beginning of the relationship. And it was small things that the guy was, and this can be a guy or woman, so please don't bust in the, oh, it's always the men versus the women. It ain't like that. It was just what I saw. So the guy would see something like a flower. Oh, that's a beautiful flower, you know. And the girlfriend was like, it's just a flower, come on. He'll see a bird. Hey, did you see the bird? There's a whole bunch of them over here. She'll say something like that. So when they, after a while, they went places, she'd be like, babe, did you see the bird? He'd be like, after a while, you become numb to it. And you cut off those certain parts of you to those certain people that, and they have no access to it. You can get access to it if you start listening to what I'm telling you on how it makes me feel. Because don't ever let nobody make you think that your feelings are not valid. It's a difference, and there is a difference between, it's this fat roll. Anyway, there's a difference between feelings and facts. A big difference between feelings and facts. A feeling is, I feel like you don't care about me. A fact is, I'm fat. A fact is, I'm black. A fact is, I have a beard. Fact is, I have a ring on. So it's a difference between feelings and facts. Don't ever be scared to address an issue that you have about how you feel. Never be scared. And this is, a lot of times it's not easy on, depending on who you're dealing with. You know, because you can tell somebody, you know, I had a coworker one time, and this is a pet peeve, and it wasn't only him, but anytime they would see this certain ex of mine, they could not wait to get to work, knowing that the relationship that I was in was toxic with this person. They could not wait to come and say, you know who I seen? You know who I saw? You know who I ran into? And I'd be like, after a while, I got like, bro, I don't give a, why do you keep, what is it that you think, if I don't care for her, why do you keep bringing it up? Some people do it because they know it's going to irritate you. And once you say, hey, bro, don't do that. Don't do that shit. Don't, you know, I don't care. Now they get an attitude because you done told them how you feel. That's like a family member coming up to you and telling you how your ex doing and what they doing and who they dating. You know, a lot of times you really don't care to hear it. You ain't even thought of thinking about that person. But you don't want to offend that person to say, hey, can you not bring her up or him up? You know, whatever your preference is, don't bring her up. I don't, why you always got to bring that in? Can we have a conversation without bringing that in? You know, some people have baby mamas like that, baby daddies, they don't want to hear about it. But don't ever feel wrong for telling somebody how you feel, because you the one that got to live with the feeling. Get it off your chest, and if they don't react accordingly, it's up to you to make a decision whether you want to stay with it or leave it alone. Whatever it is you're going to do, I wish you the best. Don't ever let somebody steal your joy, steal your happiness, make you feel like this is what I think you deserve. You know what you deserve. You know your worth. And I know you worth it. I love y'all. Please hit the like button, subscribe, share this video to a friend, family member, whatever it is. Leave a comment, all that good to YouTube stuff. Peace, peace, and peace.